Pope Francis's health has been a major concern in recent months, and many people around the world are watching closely. As his condition has worsened, there is growing speculation about what will happen next in the Catholic Church. The question on everyone's mind is who will take his place when he steps down, or if he is unable to continue his duties. In a shocking moment, Pope Francis has finally spoken about one of the most influential figures in the Church today, Cardinal Luis Tagle from the Philippines. Cardinal Tagle has been a key figure in Pope Francis's vision for a global church. He represents a shift towards inclusivity, humility, and service to the poor. The idea of a non-European pope was once considered unlikely, but times have changed. Pope Francis himself was the first non-European pope in over 1,000 years. Now many believe that Cardinal Tagle could follow in his footsteps and become the next leader of the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church has been dominated by European leadership for centuries, with Italians holding the majority of papal positions. The election of Pope Francis in 2013 marked a significant change. It showed that the Church was willing to embrace leaders from different backgrounds. Now, all eyes are on Cardinal Tagle, who is increasingly being seen as a strong candidate for the papacy. Pope Francis and Cardinal Tagle share a deep bond. They have worked together for years in the Vatican, and their views align closely. Both leaders believe in a church that stands with the marginalized, helps the poor, and speaks out against injustice. Cardinal Tagle has been a strong voice for tour reform, pushing for changes that align with Pope Francis's vision. His growing influence within the Catholic hierarchy is undeniable. But who is Cardinal Tagle, and why is he considered such a strong candidate for the papacy? His story begins in the Philippines, a predominantly Christian nation with a deep-rooted Catholic faith. Luis Tagle, known affectionately as Chito, was born on June 21, 1957, in Manila. He grew up in a humble family that emphasized moral values, faith, and service to others. From a young age, he displayed compassion and empathy, traits that would later define his role in the Church. His journey to priesthood started when he enrolled in St. Joseph's Seminary in Manila to study philosophy. His intellectual abilities quickly became evident, and he earned a reputation for his deep theological understanding. He later continued his studies at the University of Manila and was ordained as a priest in 1982. As a young priest cardinal, Tagle dedicated himself to teaching theology at various seminaries. He became well respected for his ability to explain complex theological concepts in a way that was accessible to everyone. His dedication and commitment to service led to his appointment to the prestigious International Theological Commission in 1997. Many believed that if he had not taken on leadership roles in the Church, he would have been one of the most distinguished theologians in Asia. In 2001, Pope John Paul II appointed Tagle as the Bishop of Imus. This role placed him in charge of the spiritual needs of over 2.6 million Catholics. During his tenure, he became known for his humility and simple lifestyle. He did not own a car, often rode a bicycle, and welcomed the poor into his home for meals. His approach to leadership was not one of power but of service. He believed that a true leader must be willing to serve others with compassion and humility. His commitment to helping the less fortunate gained widespread recognition. By 2011, he was appointed as the Archbishop of Manila, a position that elevated him to a larger stage. In 2012, Pope Benedict XVI made him a cardinal, making him only the 7th Filipino to ever hold this prestigious title. Cardinal Tagle's rise in the Church was not just about titles, it was about his message. He strongly opposed materialism and greed. His sermons focused on helping the poor, fighting for justice, and creating a church that truly serves its people. His moral stance and commitment to these values earned him the nickname Asia's Francis. Many saw him as the perfect continuation of Pope Francis's leadership style. His influence continued to grow when he was appointed as the president of Caritas Internationalis in 2013. This Catholic organization works in over 165 countries to fight poverty, hunger, and climate change. Under Cardinal Tagle's leadership, Caritas launched impactful campaigns to address global issues. He demonstrated an incredible ability to bring people together, regardless of their backgrounds, to work towards a common goal. In 2019, his role in the Vatican expanded even further when he was appointed as the prefect of the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples. This powerful position placed him in charge of spreading the gospel across the world, especially in areas where Christianity is still growing. His deep theological knowledge, diplomatic skills, and ability to connect with people made him the ideal candidate for this role. Cardinal Tagle's growing prominence has led many to believe that he is being groomed as Pope Francis's successor. His alignment with Pope Francis's vision for a more inclusive and compassionate church makes him a natural choice. His ability to unite people, his dedication to social justice, and his strong moral compass have all contributed to his increasing popularity within the Vatican and among Catholics worldwide. However, the selection of a new pope is a complex process. The decision is made by the College of Cardinals, a group of over 100 high-ranking church officials who hold the responsibility of electing the next pope. The papal election is different from political elections. There are no public campaigns, no debates, and no open discussions about candidates. Instead, it is a secretive process where cardinals vote based on their knowledge of potential candidates and their understanding of the church's needs. The process begins with a conclave, a private gathering of the cardinals in the Sistine Chapel. Each cardinal casts their vote, and a candidate must receive a 2/3 majority to be elected as the new pope. This process can take multiple rounds of voting before a final decision is reached. As Pope Francis's health continues to decline, speculation about the next pope grows stronger. Cardinal Tagle remains a key figure in these discussions. His rise to prominence, his leadership within the Vatican, and his unwavering commitment to the Church's mission have made him one of the strongest contenders. If Cardinal Tagle were to become the next pope, it would mark a historic moment for the Catholic Church. He would be the first Filipino pope, bringing a new perspective to the Vatican. His leadership would likely continue Pope Francis's legacy of inclusivity, humility, and service to the poor. The world is watching closely as this story unfolds. Whether or not Cardinal Tagle becomes the next pope, his impact on the Church is undeniable. He represents a new era of leadership, one that focuses on compassion, justice, and service to humanity.